In just a month's time, basketball has switched up their prizes from those big fluffy dinosaurs we saw last time we were here to these mice, I guess. So these are the current prizes at basketball. Kinda weird, but I guess that's just my opinion. If you like them, then hey, enjoy. Hey everyone, we're back at an event that we haven't visited since 2022. In the last couple of years, they've only made Bier Fest a 2-week event, so we didn't have the opportunity to ever check it out. But now they've expanded it to a full month, which is good to see. And we're here for opening weekend to check out what they have available. Last time we were here, it was very heavily focused on beer, but now they've expanded their menu to include a lot of actual food dishes. So we're excited to check out all of the new menu items and also, of course, try a few beers as well. So we're really excited to see everything that they have at 10 different stands here. So let's go take a look at what they have to offer us. Quick Emporium update. 2 items that I think may be new, or at least new to us. We haven't noticed them before. This drawstring backpack with all of the top rides at Busch Gardens. A pocket on the front with the Busch Gardens logo on it. That backpack is $23.99. Also next to that, this blue and green neon towel with all of the coasters at the park on it. And right now, well, for one thing, the beach towel is regularly $39.99, but they currently have a sale, all beach towels 2 for $45, so that's a big savings. Right off the bat in England, as they've been doing with all of their special events, right next to the sweet shop, they have the Bier Fest Upgrade Center, where you can get your sampler card. They also have a map of all the beer locations back here. Hopefully we can get a better look at it later, but right now there are a bunch of people in line. I don't want to get in their way, but here's a distant look at it. To show that they're serious about the exercising by walking around the park, from this sign, they have added to the first sign as you're leaving England, they've added a mile 0 marker as if it's a road sign. And then on the other side, as you're finishing your 1.5 mile walk around the park, it says 1.5 miles over here to let you know that you've completed it. There are other mile markers around the park now as well, which maybe we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to find them as we walk around the park today. So the samplers are $70 for a 10-item sampler, which breaks down to $7 an item, or $90 for a 15-item sampler, which breaks down to $6 an item. Interesting to note, we looked back at our 2022 video for Bier Fest, and the 10-item sampler was $40, so it's kind of crazy how quickly the price expanded here. And this gives you the list of all of the locations where you can actually get Bier Fest items from. They have Grogan's Grill, Grogan's Pub, the Willkommen House, Das Edelweiss, Barcastle Brauhaus, October Taps, the Festa Grill Cart, Trapper's Smokehouse Show Grill, and Pigs in a Kilt. And we're hoping to take a look at all of them during this video. So there is no member discount on the pass, and you can see the 15-item sampler has the tax on it that brings it up to $99.90 for the 15-item sampler. And here's what the actual sampler looks like with their 15 punches at the bottom. Nice sliced meats on there. Pigs in a Kilt, which is a tiny window beside Tweed Side Gifts, has a few Bier Fest menu items. Their menu items include pulled pork barbecue, sweet onion hush puppies, corn ribs, which it says are crispy battered corn macabre ribs with a barbecue ranch drizzle. Still not sure what that means entirely. Fried green tomato and pimento slider, Mrs. Brenda's collard greens, icebox blueberry cheesecake, and a ginger passion fruit tea. Jen wanted me to mention she saw the pulled pork barbecue, and it isn't exactly how it sounds on the sign. They mentioned that they put 3 different sauces on the barbecue, but basically what they do is they just put a big pile of pork on the plate, and then they'll put a little bit of one type of barbecue on one side, a little bit of another type of barbecue in the middle, and then another type of barbecue on the right-hand side. So it's not like 3 separate scoops of barbecue, it's just one big plate of barbecue with the 3 different sauces on there. From Pigs in the Kilt, we got the fried green tomato and pimento slider, which also comes with some arugula on top. So the fried green tomato sandwich has a really nice texture to it, a lot of crunch from the arugula, crunch from the fried tomato. The big problem with it is that the bun to contents ratio is off. There is way too much bun, and that's what you mostly get for flavor, is the flavor of the bun. So we would recommend taking a little bit of that bread off when you get the sandwich, when you eat it. Just a little less bread, you might get more tomato flavor. It'll probably be a lot better than what they give you when you go to the window. The sign in front of Grogan's Grill has changed to reflect the offerings for Bier Fest, and also give the dates of August 1st to September 1st, which September 1st is a Monday, but it is also a U.S. holiday. It's Labor Day that day. Here's the menu for Grogan's Grill. They have a dry rubbed barbecue pork loin, cheddar jalapeno bratwurst, fried cheese curds, Barks root beer baked beans, chicken barbecue slider, shrimp macaroni salad, southern style coleslaw, a brookie, and a Georgia sunset. So a pretty nice menu here. From Grogan's Grill, we wanted to try more, but we had to limit ourselves. We decided to get the barbecue chicken slider and the pork loin, which comes with a peach chutney. The chicken barbecue slider had a nice sweetness to the chicken. The chicken itself was really tender, and they hit a couple of pickles in there. I managed to bite into one of the pickles, and they gave it a nice briny flavor, which worked really well with the barbecue sauce. I really enjoyed this, though it does kind of end up, as you can see from the plate, it ends up kind of like a sloppy joe, so you might want to make sure you bring a bunch of napkins or a fork to eat it with. Jen said that her pork tenderloin was a little bit on the tough side, but it had a spicy rub on it that tasted really good. The peach chutney that's on it is mixed with some barbecue sauce, so it gives it a little bit of smokiness and some good flavor. It's a good combination of sweetness and heat as well, so she really enjoyed the tenderloin aside from the toughness of it. Grogan's Pub, not to be confused with Grogan's Grill next door, has their own selection of menu items. Theirs, in terms of food, theirs is not as extensive. They have bacon, cheddar, and jalapeno spoon bread, country pickles, and bourbon peach cobbler, but they also have a large selection of draft beer, which they always have, but considering it's Bier Fest, this is still one of the go-to places for your beer selection. Should also mention, as recently as earlier this season, the draft beer was $13.99. I don't know if it's because this is an event that's specifically focused around beer, or if this is a permanent change, but now their draft beer is $15.99. It's gone up by $2 just that quickly. So from Grogan's Pub, we couldn't decide, so we got pretty much all the food items. This is the spoon bread. This is the country pickles. Also comes with pickled egg as well. And this is the peach cobbler. So it's kind of nice to see such a variety of pickled items on the plate. I wasn't expecting all these different things. I guess I should have read the description a little more closely. The pickles and the pickled green beans actually had a nice tang to them. And you can see the pickles, I guess, are pickled with red onions. You can see them there. There are also a couple of little pickled jalapenos as well. Not many, but they were there. The pickled egg had a very nice texture to it. The pickle wasn't really that strong on the egg, but it still tasted really good, had a great texture. The spoon bread has jalapeno and bacon in there, and it's a cornbread with jalapeno and bacon, and the jalapeno comes through really strongly. It has a nice spice to it. Not a burn out your taste buds kind of spice, but it was still enough to give it a nice kick, and the flavor of the bacon came through really strongly. I really enjoyed the spoon bread. The peach cobbler had bourbon in it that really brought out the brown sugar flavor, and the peach pieces were really large and juicy, and they tasted really good in there. We both really enjoyed the peach cobbler. Next to Grogan's Pub, they've moved the face paint and henna that was in Festa Italia near the Apollo's Chariot area and Tempesto area. Strange that they decided to bring it into Ireland, because it has a very Pantheon color scheme here, so it doesn't really fit with Ireland. Fun fact, did you know Busch Gardens has summer camp? Honestly, I didn't know that, so this is news to me. They even have all kinds of information on this flyer. At the stage in France, right before you get to New France, there is a performance going on, even though there's no backdrop there right now, but they are featuring Broken Turnstiles here this weekend. 4 show times at 1:30, 3, 5, and 6:30. Out at the little smoker right out in front of Trapper's Smokehouse in New France, they have a few Bier Fest menu items: barbecue rub salmon, smoked brisket slider, buffalo slider, grilled smoked sausage, smoked bacon mac and cheese, grilled zucchini sticks, s'mores Rice Krispies treat, and spicy mango iced tea. And look at the prices of the first 3. If you get the tasting pass, you'll definitely get your money's worth out of those items here. So from the little smokehouse out in front of Trapper's, we got the barbecued salmon, and we also got the zucchini sticks. You can see here we have 2 pieces of salmon. Usually you only get 1 piece of salmon, but they ended up giving us 2 because the 2 that we have on here are kind of small. So you usually get 1 large one instead of 2 small ones. So even though this is a barbecued salmon, it really tastes mostly like salmon. You get way more fish flavor than you do actual barbecue flavor. It's not bad if you like salmon, but if you're not a fan of salmon, you probably wouldn't enjoy this. Also, it's topped with a mango chutney, which there was only maybe like 1 or 2 chunks of actual mango in there. It's mainly a salsa. The salsa's pretty good, but I wouldn't really call it a mango chutney. That's just how they label it, so I don't know if the name really matches up with the flavor. The grilled zucchini had a nice grill flavor to it. It tasted really good. The dipping sauce that comes with it is a chipotle garlic sauce, which had a lot of flavor. However, we think, it didn't specifically say this on the sign, but we think it is a type of hummus. I wish it would have specified whether or not it was hummus or what else it was, because I know some people have allergies to chickpeas and things like that. It has the texture of a hummus, so if you don't like hummus, you may not enjoy this, but we thought it had a really good flavor though. Out in front of the entrance to Germany, they have another half-mile marker now. If you come from this direction, you've gone a half-mile around the park. If you're coming from the other direction, you've officially gone 1 mile. Unfortunately, the Burgermeister's Hideaway, as we once knew it in Germany, is no more. The candy store, as it's come to be known, is a bar now. You can just walk right on in at any time. You don't have to make a reservation, but that also means that they no longer do any shows in here. You can see a list of what they currently have on their menu. Their menu still switches up periodically. Right now they have a Radler Remix, Autobahn Accelerator, Bavarian Buzz, and Das Boot Chicken Margarita. You can also get some refreshers in there. I believe they also have a few beers as well. So it's a give and take. You lose the show, but you can now go in anytime, a little bit cheaper, and you can film in there finally. The sign on the Willkommen house now calls it Das Edelweiss, which I believe is incorrect, because I thought Das Edelweiss was this place right across the way from it where they sell the funnel cakes. Either way, both of these locations have Bier Fest menus. The Willkommen House only has some craft draft beers for $15.99. They have a rotating selection. They only have about 2 or 3 taps over there, so not a huge selection, but it is some place that you can go if you're looking for a Bier Fest beer. At the location that I think is actually Das Edelweiss, they have these items on their menu: some fried chicken wings tossed in a honey sriracha barbecue with a ranch dip. They have a barbecue turkey club, some jalapeno poppers, loaded tater tots, and a mini bunt pound cake duo. So from Das Edelweiss, we got the barbecue turkey club, which comes with both a barbecue aioli and an avocado aioli. It also has smoked bacon, tomato, and lettuce, and comes on sesame bread. Additionally, we got the mini bunt pound cake duo. However, as you can see, it's 2 of the exact same thing. Somehow they were out of the lemon bunt cake, which if you're giving everybody who orders one of each, I don't understand how you run out of one but not the other. But here we go, we have 2 chocolate bundt cakes on the plate. The barbecue turkey club was really tender and juicy. I really enjoyed it. Both of the aiolis really added a lot of flavor. I probably could have just gotten a bowl of either one of those aiolis and just eaten it straight. It was so good. So I really enjoyed this. Again, just like the slider we had earlier, there is a lot of bread here. So the bread's a little bit overwhelming. Maybe, again, tear some bread off before you eat it just because it's just so much. But overall, the flavor of this was really great. I really enjoyed it. The bundt cakes, on the other hand, maybe it's just because it's chocolate, but it was desert dry. It was super dry. We strongly recommend, since this is Bier Fest, maybe having a beer with it or any other beverage just to water it down. It was, flavor-wise, it was very chocolatey, but it's just hard to eat because it's so dry. Busch Gardens has an ad as you're heading to Oktoberfest, advertising a sweepstakes that they're putting on to celebrate their 50th anniversary. You have a chance to win $50,000. All you have to do to enter is to visit buschgardens.com/Williamsburg to register, and then visit the park. Every time you visit Friday through Monday, it is 1 entry, and every time you visit Tuesday to Thursday, it is 2 entries to win the $50,000. Also, they say there's no purchase necessary to win, but you need to go to their website for information on how to actually enter without making a purchase. I'm not sure off the top of my head how that works. Your gratuitous Dark Coaster wait time update. It is at 2:30 on a Sunday. It is only a 10-minute wait, surprisingly. And yes, that means Dark Coaster is back up. So I'm not sure what was going on with the other straddle coasters, but they are okay with Dark Coaster now. Also, leave a comment if I'm wrong, but I believe that they used to only have 1 seat out here as a tester seat. Now they put a full car in here with 2 tester seats for you to try out. Barcastle Spirits, as you first enter Oktoberfest, has multiple food items on their menu, more than usual. They have Cowboy Caviar, which is a mixture of corn, black-eyed peas, black beans, peppers, and onions that you can dip tortilla chips in. They also have a chocolate bourbon pecan pie, a spiced reverie, which has Jim Beam bourbon mixed with the Wolf's Beer drink that we saw a previous visit ago. They have a pink flamingo, a salty dog, and a lavender margarita, in addition to their usual craft draft beers. From Barcastle Spirits, Jen got the spiced reverie, which is a bourbon spiked Wolf's Beer, which the Wolf's Beer itself is non-alcoholic, so it is not a mixture of 2 alcohols. It's just a cream soda-ish spicy drink mixed with some bourbon. Taking a small drink of the drink tastes basically just like regular Wolf's Beer, but if you take a longer drink of it, you can get a lot of the bourbon flavor from this drink. It's got a nice spice to it, as it's supposed to, but otherwise, it's nothing special. If you like bourbon, you'll like it. If you don't like bourbon, you probably won't enjoy the drink. It's pretty much a bourbon-heavy beverage. One thing that really surprised me walking into the Fest House was last time we were here for Bier Fest back in 2022, they had a giant Bier Fest display of merchandise. Here now there is pretty much nothing, basically just the 2025 and 50th anniversary merchandise over here. So I guess they aren't really trying to merchandise Bier Fest anymore. Though I did see over in German Gifts in Germany, they do still have the classic t-shirt and baseball cap for sale in there, but that's the only Bier Fest actual merchandise that I saw here. The Brauhaus in the back of the Fest House actually has a few food items, which is unusual. They usually only have a pretzel. They have currently a barbecue bacon ranch dip with homemade potato chips, a bratwurst slider, and a homemade banana pudding, in addition to their many, many craft beers that they have on tap. This is our secret spot in the back of the Fest House, so shh, don't tell anybody we're here. So from the Brauhaus, of course, we had to get some beers. I got the Savage Mondo IPA. For Jen's beer, she chose a salted caramel pumpkin beer. Also, we couldn't resist getting a banana pudding, which is actually kind of a small portion, but it still looks really good. Jen said that her beer tastes kind of like a pumpkin pie up front, but then the aftertaste is kind of like a little bit of a caramelly taste, which she said she'd never tried a beer that had that flavor combination before. She really enjoyed it. My beer was a little bit piney, a little bit citrusy. It doesn't have a very strong alcohol flavor to it. It basically tastes just like an IPA. I didn't mind it, but it's nothing really super special. The banana pudding was kind of interesting. It had kind of almost like a puree of Nilla wafers of sorts in there. I don't really know how exactly to describe it. It did have a little bit too much whipped cream, and the whipped cream was strangely thick, had a really weird texture to it. So it was kind of an odd dessert, but the flavor was really good. It was pretty sweet. It was just an unusual texture type of meal. Much like the Will Common House, October Taps near the Prost Patio has a selection of draft beers for Bier Fest. They, however, have many more taps than the Will Common House does. So this is probably a better option for you. If you're looking specifically for Bier Fest, coming to October Taps is your best bet. Unfortunately, the menu screen at October Taps is not working right now. They put out a little sheet of paper showing what beers are available, but the majority of them are crossed out. There's only about maybe a quarter of the beers that they have on tap available right now, which is kind of unfortunate. So Jen managed to find an Irish red ale from Old Busthead Brewery that she's trying here. I didn't find anything for myself, so it's just her drinking a beer this time. So Jen's had 2 red ales today. She tried the Big Bad Wolf red ale earlier today, so she has an apples to apples comparison here, and she said that she feels that this one tastes a little bit better than the Big Bad Wolf beer. She said it has a little bit of a sour note, and it's a little bit dry, which is more the way that she likes her red ale, so she enjoyed this one. And of course, as usual, crossing on the bridge between Oktoberfest and Italy, they've changed up their signage to advertise Bier Fest. They mentioned that there are 52 breweries, including 30 from Virginia, over 20 new menu offerings, 80 craft brews and specialty cocktails, and the opportunity to ride the Big Bad Wolf, the Wolf's Revenge. That when we were over there earlier today, the coaster was down, though I'm sure it came up by now, but we're not close enough to it. In Italy, they've brought back the grape stomping photo op cart. So now you can get in here, pretend to be stomping some grapes. Unfortunately, there were some on the ground down here. They took them away in favor of just having 2 now. In Italy, not really any change going on with the Flying Machine site over here. But I did want to take this moment to mention that as of this recording, I can't guarantee this will still be going on when the video is released, but as of the recording, there are auctions on eBay for various cars of rides, actual rides from Busch Gardens. One of them is a car from the Flying Machine. So if you can look on eBay, if you're interested, you can place a bid on that. As of when I saw the auctions, the Flying Machine car was the cheapest one. They also had a car from the Loch Ness Monster, as well as one of the seats from the Wirbelwind, and one other one. I can't remember off the top of my head what the 4th one is, but yeah, there were 4 auctions for ride vehicles if you're interested on eBay. And our last stop for Bier Fest, near the Elephant Run and the Turkish Delight in Festa Italia, is this menu for Bier Fest. They have a grilled shrimp kebab, a grilled pineapple, grilled street corn, Texas tornado cake, and a dragon fruit pink lemonade, as well as, of course, the craft draft beer. So from the grill cart in Festa Italia, we got the shrimp kebab, which comes with a lemon dill sauce, and we also got the grilled pineapple, which is actually a honey and soy pineapple topped with a creamy coconut sauce, and then the powder sprinkled on top is tahini. So Jen really enjoyed the shrimp. She said it has a nice grill flavor with the sauce having a good cooling sensation and a great dill flavor after she ate it. So she really enjoyed it, thought it was a good flavor combination. This is the first time that either of us had tried grilled pineapple. We were both surprised by what texture is given to it by the grilling. It's kind of a lot smoother, softer texture, and it kind of melts in your mouth as you eat it, which we really enjoyed. The tahini on top kind of gave it a nice tangy zip, but the flavor of the tahini kind of masked the coconut a little bit. Didn't get a whole lot of coconut in there, but the pineapple flavor was really strong. So that was our look at Bier Fest for the 2025 season. We're really excited that they've expanded it back to 4 weeks. We remember it used to be 4 weeks a few years ago. They also added so much food since the last time we were here. And while not everything is going to be a hit, there were more hits than misses on their menu. We were very impressed overall with the food that they had here. We actually kind of pivoted from the last time we were at Bier Fest, where we had a lot of beer to live up to its name. We actually only had a little bit of beer here this time, but the food, the quality of the food more than made up for the beer that we had, the lack of beer that we had. So no regrets, and we had a great time. We actually did use all 15 of our punches on our card, so we really made the most of our time here. So we hope you have the opportunity to check out Bier Fest. And we also hope that you enjoyed the other small park updates. Surprisingly, there weren't as many park updates as we were expecting when we came here, but there were a few. So if you enjoyed checking out all of that, we would appreciate if you'd give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Every like and subscribe is a big help to the channel. Also, please be sure to check out our Instagram page appearing over Jen's head right now. And right below that is our Threads handle. And then right below Jen is our email address. Please be sure to email us any questions, comments, concerns, constructive criticism. We read all of them, and we appreciate any feedback that you give. So, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.